Hello, everyone, and welcome to another installment in our series of interviews with prominent figures who have ties to our college, organized by the editorial of the Royalist magazine. The gentleman I am joined by today is an old boy of our school. He served as senior prefect and has been a prominent figure in our country's legal landscape for the past 31 years and currently serves as the Attorney General of Sri Lanka. The gentleman I speak of is, of course, Honorable Parinda Ranasinghe. Good morning, sir, and thank you for joining us for this. First off, I'd like to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to agreeing to have a little chat with us. I'm sure that this interview will be of great benefit to all the boys who get a chance to listen or read about it in the magazine. So, first off, how does it feel to be involved in one of our school projects after all these years?
Well, college is always very special and will always be special to me because that's something which is very close to my heart. I mean, from 1973 to 86, I did that well. So I still with the rather methods and this rather so I'm looking for college. I'll be glad. So anyway, I was quite touched and I was quite happy that you want to actually do this interview with me.
Yes, of course, sir. Thank you. Thank you again. I'm sure your time at Royal was full of many great memories. To start us off, is there any particular incident that comes to mind immediately when you think of your great memories? Maybe some individuals who had a lasting impact on you?
Well, I mean, my time at Royal was is a mega total package, so to see. It was education, true to our college saying, it's a place where I learned books and learned. I met some great teachers who learned a lot, and then I also met so many people who have had a big impact in my life and they've gone to great places. So, and then of course, unfortunately, most of the teachers who taught me are there, and they have back when the teachers used to serve and college for long periods of time, so we have that bond between them. I don't know if this is soon because they get transferred elsewhere. And of course, apart from studies, there were so many fun memories of way too much to fun to mention here. But one of the things I remember now that when we grew up in an age where there was no internet, there were no phones, so there were a lot more interpersonal relationship with students. So we used to prank each other. Even a telephone call was really difficult because we always had to get to a physical telephone. So we used to actually mute each other a lot more than the kids have today do. Also, I remember that when we had active cycles, we didn't have cars. So on weekends, invariably there were very good cricket matches. So few athletes used to get together. We had an own way of communicating. We had our set plans. So for instance, Saturday afternoons, we used to cycle down to college, put our bicycles on the grass, and we used to sit on the grass and watch cricket matches. And then we had good cricketers like Ranjan Madhuvelli, who never failed to not to entertain us. And we had cricketers like Sumit Thomas, I still remember them. And then so Sundays were very, very special to us. I mean, that's the kind of thing like people really kids wouldn't do, because now they would probably switch on the television. You have all these things on television. That's when we have to go to physically to do these things. I mean, I remember we were in the House of Horrors at 1985 where Carnival good, and then I can remember once some of the Northeast staff did, because we had an issue with the guy with the canteen, because unlike now they used to fry cutlets out there in the open fire, and they used to put this hot towel and put the cutlets, and the canteen guy we had an issue with him because he never used to give the proper change here. So one day I remember I was going with another friend of mine who was actually not mischievous, and then we saw these cutlets being fried, and there was nobody attending to the cutlets. So, and then we carried this hot pan of cutlets which were being fried, and we took it. And then of course we couldn't eat it, just too hot and too raw, but anyway, we disposed of the history of the planet along with the pan in sunflower with quite some our friend, every stage friend canteen. And those are the kind of things, I mean, I can probably tell more about stuff, these things, and they were like such wonderful memories. I can also remember once one of my friends who have come there in chemistry, eating viewers and goodies chemistry. So also we went to Lake House, put a newspaper advertisement selling chemistry tuition that was my friend who had just failed the chemistry exam. So that Sunday morning he was getting telephone calls, and he had a hard time with all these people coming asking for chemistry tuition, and then found this chemistry professor. So that's the kind of stuff we did. I mean, I just can go these things out to our
very sure there's so many parts.
So to like from out and aware, it was probably one of those things that happened to me.
And so, like, of all your accolades and achievements, would you say there's like a highlight of it all that you had to give?
Highlight, of course, 1985-86 when I attended prefects, because being attended prefect was a big deal. We used to work to it, because there were interviews, and then of course teachers had to nominate you, and then not your extracurricular activities. I don't know how it's done, because back then you were appointed soon after A-levels. So it is not so much academic, it's other around capabilities which are taken into account, painting. So I remember that when in 1985, Brown Evans in his called Summer of 69, where he talks about the best days of his life. And my best days of my life were definitely 85-86. For him, it was summer of 69, so for my summer of 69 was actually 85-86.
So, and you touched a bit on the extracurriculars that were, considered when selecting boys for prefecture.
Yeah.
And we encourage all of our Malayalis to actively take part in all the, club sports that we have at Royal. So, just to give them some insight, what were some of the extracurriculars that you did that, developed your character?
Yes, it's important. I mean, that is where we learn of men. Because you get to their interpersonal skills, and then apart from that, you don't know that you are not taught in school. You learn because there's lots you have to learn outside your books. So one thing that if you're doing sports, you tend to strategize, and then how to sort of study opponents, game plan. All that is very important. So I'll play tennis record, which I remember. I had like my captain at Milan's and Custody as national player at that time. So 84, 85 was the best years for tennis, because we won the public schools and we won the interclub as well. And then apart from that, I was a secretary of the Wildlife Protection Society. Now, I went on to do my master's in environment at National University in Singapore. But my first insight and my love for wildlife and nature developed at the time when I was doing the Wildlife Society, because we were not taught about environment law in school. But then all that I could not learn, I learned from the activities and the lectures and other competitions we bid as members of the Wildlife Society. And we had field trips. We used to go for bird watching and used to go for places like Yala, we talked to and watched animals. So it was a very good thing. So it's very important that you spend time with everything, because remember, you realize the value of it once you leave school. So, and also I was a kind of a artist in school. I could paint a lot. I won in some competitions, and I was asked to do two paintings for the principal's office at that time. So then maybe because they thought I was a good artist at that time. So, and then also when I was about 15 or 16, I had one art exhibition at the Lionel event. So which was considered a kind of a big achievement.
Sounds like a big deal. It doesn't.
It was called off because that kind of ended, and I think humble pride in the fact that all these newspaper articles featuring me somewhere I was from college, but I'm proud that I have done a college crowd, more than for myself.
Yeah, of course, sir. And also, a royalist should be like an exemplary figure in society. And I think that the man is made more of his values and principles, and how he acts. And at Royal, we try to instill these values in our boys from a very young age. So, what are some of the values and principles that you were instilled at when you were in school that have helped you on later on in your career?
Yes, that's a very good question, because that I think, we have been in existence for 189 years. Yes, 189 years. So it is all these things, pivots around core values of being a royalist. The beauty of it is that nobody actually teaches you this is a value of this thing. It's actually everything you do. From the time you walk into the school, one thing, you're very strict time about being in school by 7:25. You go into school, there's one bell used to ring at that time, and you used to be in school classroom by 7:30. And afterwards, you cannot be seen lecturing and corridor. When you're at 10:30, you come back to after the interval, to the very important thing. And when now I see that one also, if you have your man's blue shirt, very well with that wear elbows and wear hair, you shouldn't touch your collar to cut the hair short. So then we didn't have the private badges and out on a shirt pockets, and then we had to have always have a button on. Anyway, and more the school bells have the emblems on the shirt pockets. At that point, you could pick out a royalist anywhere without any of this insignia, so to say. So the kind of discipline, the value system, how to respect the teachers, how to talk, and all that. Those are little things, but then, those are the things which, I was own with us. So philosophy, culture, so all that was instilled into us by watching our teachers, watching our seniors, watching our elders. That's how you learn. Because there were no specific lectures to say, this is how you should behave. It is a given that you just fall into the system. And the thing is that if you look at grade 1, we come from either those category or from this where you call this 1.5 kilometer area category, every sibling category, these are the categories. And then you find in the 6, the half-rap class is from the basic fellowship exam. They come from outside. But then the beauty of it is by the time you leave college after A-levels, all those children who come from faraway places also learn a level. They also they learn so much. They learn from watching, once again, this value system which is taught to them, and they all leave college becoming withdraw this parallel, so to say, and then that's what the college is. once again, as I told you, I'm a scientist, nobody teaches you all these things, but it is something, it's indistinct. I mean, I still get that very nostalgic and very emotional walking through that long corridors just outside the main hall. Those are full of memories. So that's the kind of thing. And identity ever changed. It had not changed. I left college in 1986, but I still feel up for it. So that is definitely important. And now if you take my department, we have got that 2025 Royalist here, Lithuanians, Trinkians, very little areas. And all of them have one common denomination. They come from either Royal or other good schools like that. So it's very important.
So you mentioned these little things that you pick up along the way that maybe you don't realize till you've become a lot older, looking back. Right, these are the things that I picked up at school. But if you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, a specific piece of advice, is there anything in particular?
Particularly that, I mean, it's important just to draw. That college has so much to offer. When you draw from it, once again, I had to say these are all unwritten, because once it's dark and well, because there's no guidebook saying these are the attributes of a Royalist. No, there's nothing like that. So my advice to you, the bigger studies, when it's important to be a level as well, total studies, and just limit yourself to study. Just get yourself involved in so many clubs and societies that I was asked to come and for the evolution of the some club or something. It's very important because at the end of the day, it's all about sort of producing good citizens of this country. Because if you look at some of the leaders, most of them are from where college is still important. Then they become good citizens. So once again, getting back to the original question, yes, do a studies well. Then I would say that school motto this clear, this scary, learn or depart. But I would say learn and depart.
Right.
So it's in those together. So that the best case scenario is not to learn or to depart. I should learn and depart. That's what when I first did. And then we are quite proud. I still am very proud to say that I'm a Royalist. Yeah.
So moving on a bit from your time at school, you actually come from a family with a very distinguished legal background. Your father, he served as the 38th Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Ceylon. And now, of course, you serve as the Attorney General of the country. So getting into law, becoming a lawyer, is that an aspiration that you had from a very young age?
No, that when I come from different generation. It was where parents decided what you should do. So from that word, I just heard this word, there's only one profession in the world, don't really law and law. But I mean, at that time, you're quite allowed to what the parents decided. Now it's changed. Right? For us, around a rule, you have your parents around to do something that you will definitely have in your mind. No, this is what I'm going to do. These are changing times. So that is fine. That is fine. And where I have my opportunities now, that then where you could either do medicine, engineering, or law, and maybe even teaching as an option. But apart from that, there are so many other disciplines like textile designing, IT is unheard of back then. So to give a specific answer, it is not aspiration, and here by it's well to the law. But frankly, by the time I would like to have done architecture because I'm kind of creative. But then looking back, I mean, I can't actually complain. I've come to this position, so I can't actually blame my father for choosing this for me. But here I am.
Father must have had the incredible foresight, to to see all this way.
So I support my editor as a Royalist, and then he actually was adamant that I should get into Royal College because we was not from. Sorry, I actually to get into Royal College first up because originally we were not from Colombo. So in 1973, my sister went to ladies' college, but they stayed in the boarding because my father was a judge before he became Chief Justice. So he served at various parts of the country. So my sister was boarded in Colombo. And when by the time I guess we had to have a permanent place. So I think choosing the house in Bangalore where my father made sure that I would come within the 1.5 mile radius. And also he also qualified under the old boys community. But that was my father's desire that I should go to Royal College.
So then also you were recently appointed as the Attorney General of the country. What are some of the sort of key responsibilities that you have in your role?
Well, my web description says that I'm the Chief Officer for the government. So on like this department, when I say I type up the department, the Attorney General's department, I have about 220 or 230 officers. So we represent the state because this department is divided into two sections: the Kerala State Council, and then we have the criminal section and the civil section. Criminal section where we send out indictments. So there are these murders and other robbers and terrorists and people who do white collar crime. We send out indictment, and then none of my officers will go and prosecute, and so we do that role. That's one of the main functions of the Attorney General. So indictment go under my name, and then in the civil side, when the state is sued, or when the state has to sue somebody on a contract, as some other things. And now we have like fundamental rights jurisdiction where people complain of violation of the fundamental rights by the state and the officials of the state, the state institutions. Then we are automatically made a respondent. So we have to defend those cases. And then there could be instances. I'm make a simple for you. Because if somebody does not get a contract and then he sues the government, or should have got the contract. So then you have to go and represent the minister. You represent all public servants in respect of the official acts they commit. So that's in my job description. And then of course you have the president and the prime ministers and the ministers. They all seek the advice, and then when they seek advice about legal matters, we give instructions to them as in addition to going court. So that's roughly the stuff we do.
I mean, it sounds quite hectic. What does a typical day look like as the Attorney General?
Well, typically there is that now, as a tour, I went to go to court, and then I'm the sister of the important tours, so which is quite rare. And if you look at my officers, right now, nobody's in jail in this building. They're all in court. We're all in court. We go to court in the morning, and then if you look at now, the German building, the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court, and we go to High Court, and the District Court, so and my officers would be in court. So we are all litigation lawyers. So a typical day would start with court, and then they come back around about 1:32, and then attend to the office work. And they work really hard because then invariably they take the following day's files to prepare to go to court and further. That's essentially how it happens.
Okay. So actually, now you mentioned earlier that the Law Society was started in school and you were invited to that event. But outside of that, there isn't really much of a pathway or, help in terms of boys who would like to get into law. So if there are students who, like to pursue a career in law, is there like any advice that you could give them to prepare for the challenges that they have up ahead?
Yes. Now, once again, I've been a firm believer, because now you have to be serious about our education. Now, take for instance medicine. If somebody wants to do medicine, you have to make their decision soon after A-levels. Then you have to select bioscience subjects to do the A-levels. So, if you want to be a doctor, you make that informed decision soon after your O-levels. And then your actual medical studies begin at that point. If you want to be an engineer, so you can't be a subject. You have to be maths, and then you have to do A-levels. Not very rare. Practically, you can do anything. So in a sense, it becomes in a computer jargon, a default option. Because you try to become a doctor and you fail, then you have doctor and you let me try well. Same with engineering. But if somebody really wants you, then you tend to sort of land around, and then you will go to law faculty or you go to law college. Then there's another option now, do a fair and be from Royal Institute and then come to law college and do that. So I would actually like to say the policymakers address that issue, but I don't know how they're going to do. Maybe they can designate certain subjects. If you're in the law, these are the subjects you got to do. So students have to be made aware and not them take that informed decision about wanting to do law. So a rare society, I think, is a good, because as I told you, my wildlife society taught me a lot about my environmental law, the elements of it. So the law society would also help aspiring law to give the basic backdrop of law, the feel of it. Maybe you can organize, maybe they can organize, I'm sure they can organize lectures, get guest lectures. They can organize court visits. There's so much to do. They can have career guidance workshop and so that people we don't have feel to it. Because none of it is taught in school as a subject. And also it's important about your awareness, because how many of our liberal rights? How many of us know what is wrong and what is right? I mean, we know what is right and wrong, but that we're legal when it happens. Because as citizens, we have a lot of rights. If you look at the Constitution, which none of us will. But at some point, my God, we were entitled to these rights, we entitled these fundamental rights. The law is set that, you have the rights and you have to have the corresponding duties. So that helps you to become very responsible citizens. So that's very important, because so I think we are society. I don't know what exactly you call it, but in your club or a society or whatever. That's important, because that is going to shape you. Because I'm not being in Royal College, but education system is such, it does not teach a student who want to learn very early. I think how if you want to become an engineer, a medical doctor, then soon after getting legal law. The law does not happen. So a plan like this would really give you that feel of the public sector.
So you believe that it's important that from right after O-levels, when they're 16 years old, that they focus and make an actual effort toward heading down the path and become...
Yes, you're absolutely right. I that is my view. But then for that, as children, they have no choice.
Exactly.
Yeah. Then it's the policymakers who have to give them that choice, give that opportunity, and show the way. Because you can't expect a 15-year-old or 16-year-old to do this. So that avenue is not, because then, I mean, as I told you, if you want to be a doctor, that's the door you got to take.
So being a legal officer for the last 31 years, how important do you think are the values of ethical behavior and integrity in young lawyers? And how do you think that they can maintain these values despite all the challenges that they have?
I mean, if you look at, read the newspapers or news ads on television, what we hear is like, we generally hear bad things. We hear of some fraud, some criminal offense. We don't hear good things. And then as people, we got used to hearing bad news. So we like to feed on bad news. So is that, I mean, these are people who are committing these offenses, the frauds, and then now there's so much criticism about the politicians, our leaders, and lots of. So ethical behavior is something which you take from school to your adult life. So that's very important. It's, as you said, then there are, if you take at the very basic, there are do's and the don'ts. You have to know these things. So what I learned from college had really helped me to get that. It's not only me. I can see it in all my officers who want to Royal particularly, and then other schools, because we demand from them that they behave like a Royalist. So that is, when you say that, there is a foundation. So you should use the word ethical behavior, law-abiding citizens, upholding the rule of law, all mean like one and the same thing. And then it's important, because the thing is, what we learn from school helps you to identify what's right, what's a no-no, what you want to do, and how you treat people, and like polite to people. These are elementary things, but they go a long way. If you see, take my officers here, they're very polite officers. They're very hard-working professionals. They're very good lawyers. They can do cases posted to some of the best lawyers in the private bar. I mean, they're very competent to do that. But at the same time, they're very polite. But I mean, they could be very aggressive lawyers in school, in court, but outside college, outside school. Outside courthouse, they're very decent human beings. And then school has to do a lot of it. Of course, speaking, I'm not saying that Royal is the only good school, but I can only speak of Royal because I went there. And there are other people, schools who impart similar values in it. So that's important, because the foundation is definitely a school. And it's because I owe a lot to school. But then it's important. It's a very important. But then it's important. It's a very important.
As much as the school gives, I think it's also the students' responsibility to, open up their minds and receive these, be open to the ideas and, try to instill these values of discipline within themselves. So as we wrap up our conversation, is there any message that you would like to share to the current students of college, especially those who are aspiring to be in the public service?
Now, I joined the department. I have a very lucrative practice in the private bar, of course, a very short time. But I gave up all that, and I thought I'll just join the department, because that was actually, because you get a chance to speak in court, because my department recruits very young state counsel, and then they are allowed to go to court and do their own cases. Like in the private bar, if you're a junior, it takes a bit of while for you to do your own cases. That's how the system works. But here it's different. So that helps you to build up character and to good lawyers and learn very quickly. So I thought I'll just stay here for a couple of years and then get my experience and then go out to the private bar and make some money. But then I'm still here. After 31, you're gonna like it very much because you can do opposites of people have sort of mixed feelings when they call public service. But the Attorney General's Department is setting up that because it's once again it's something where if you look at my offices, they're on from kind of the schools. Once again, the value system from school because it helps them to be good citizens. And then in turn, you give it to the back to the society. There's so much you could do as public servant, and it gives a sense of pride. Money is not the greatest, but then at the end of the day, it's sort of how I feel about it, because I promised myself that I will not live, I'll not serve in this department unless I'm happy. So I'm still here, so which means I take pride in the job I do, and I can I'm quite content with the stuff I do. I get to practice international law. I get to practice all sorts of law, so I'm really happy with the work I do. So I would encourage all the young lawyers. We just took in new batch of 38 young state counsel. You find like the females are making a huge impact. So about half of them are girls, and they're also now very well equipped. They are very one-to-one. They are quite competent of competing with the boys. So, but I'm so happy that they also decided to join the department. And most of you girls are from private schools. Colombo private school, I don't mention him, but quite a few of them are from the school near to Royal. So, so that's how it goes. So I would encourage join the public service. It's something you can do with dignity, and what you're taught in school and the value system that you talk about holds us in very good stead to do the job and very forthright, honest, and it's not difficult at all. So I never regretted joining the department. The department.
Yeah, of course. So on that note, I'm going to wrap up our conversation today. And thank you again for joining us and agreeing for this conversation. I'm sure that it will be a great benefit for the boys who are watching and reading.
And thrilled that you chose to interview him. Okay. It's nice talking to you.
All the best.